Another factor, people are moving into that thing very much because of heartbreaks. A lot of people are moving into that community because of heartbreaks, because of our straight
heartbreaks
thing. From the straight
thing. With heterosexual relationships.
Yes.
And yes, we are back again with yet another interesting conversation we are going to have. Today's session is going to be quite sensitive, but then trust us to tackle it head on for you. Welcome to the Wanky Show. This right here is The Big Plate. My name is Sika Woman, and we are going to delve into it quickly. But before that, let me let you know that this show is proudly sponsored by Onekingmultimedia Mineral Water. Anytime you go on the market to get yourself water, make sure you drink a Onekingmultimedia Mineral Water. Let's go for a quick break. When we come back, the discussion begins.
Mineral water, I've been Poncio. Shashamale says so.
From that quick commercial break, we are seated and the conversation is just about to roll. And today on The Big Plate, we are talking about the spring up of rainbows. Yeah, initially, and I remember when growing up, when you hear of the rainbow, you imagine that beautiful colors that comes in the sky. But now, anytime you see the rainbow colors, it's either the word gay, lesbian, queer, intersex. I mean, there are so many of them comes in mind. And today, we are going to talk about how it has spread across the African continent, especially with a look at Nigeria and South Africa. So let me introduce my pundits for you. As usual, we have Sir Chris and Miss Brown, and of course, I don't know if I'm to call him Yellow Man now because his name spelled backwards says yellow. Richard Kobiwoli. Welcome, guys.
Thank you, Yellow Balloon.
Yellow Balloon. How are we? How have you been?
I'm better. I don't know for my others, but for me, I'm better.
The last time you were not.
No, I'm better than the last time.
Why? What happened?
Progressive.
You see, now I'm close to a very beautiful lady, so she's having an effect on me. And
oh,
it's good.
Please, Sir Chris, are you also having the effect? Because you're also close to the lady.
Actually, yes, I am.
Yes. When you close, you know where you get a jollof.
Yes, I am.
When you rub, you get a jollof.
Yes, I am. She's having an effect on me.
Now let me get to the lady we are talking about, Miss Brown.
Yes.
Good evening.
And the effect is even greater.
I have two great men beside me. What do you expect? I'm good. Like, I'm better. They said behind every successful man there's a woman, but this time around, behind every successful woman there is great men.
Well, first of all, I would like to ask the readers, when you see a rainbow, what comes to mind?
Rain.
Sir Chris.
Roig beef.
What's that?
Red, orange, yellow, blue, indigo, violet.
Boy.
Roig beef. Green is in there.
I
just mentioned the rainbow colors to you.
Yeah,
Roig
we
beef.
get it.
So
I think God is coming.
How?
You know, when we're going, they said when it rains and you see the rainbow, it means it's close to
it
God
means
coming.
it is well.
What I got to know was it means God is coming.
It is the assurance God gave Noah that when you see that, it means he's not using rain or flood to destroy the world.
So, like you said, now that's what comes to my mind.
God is coming from it.
Okay, so this is what comes to your mind because as growing up, especially typically in an African setting, this is what we had in mind.
Yeah.
But then now things have changed.
Yeah.
When we see the rainbow colors or we see the rainbow emoji or symbol anywhere, it means something different now. It means that it's maybe it's either there are some members of a particular movement there. That is the LGBTQ plus movement. You meet them there. So now the rainbow, the meaning of the rainbow has changed. And initially, we used to think that it was a Western thing. It was something that the Westerners, the
But I
white
don't think it
people
has
are
changed,
doing.
though.
It's still.
It's still.
Rainbow is rainbow.
Well,
but I think
right
that
now,
something has
it
been
isn't.
added.
It
It hasn't
called
changed, but
the pride now.
You see,
Has
you
it
get
changed?
it. It
Does it
really
mean it?
has,
The colours
because
are still
I
the
think
same.
at a point there was a phone case. If you come across lots of iPhone users, I'm sure we'll even use
Yeah,
that
we
phone
had
case.
those colors.
And it was so beautiful. I went to the
And
market, I saw it,
until
and I
it
bought
became
one
a
for
problem.
myself. And then you take it out in public, and people are like,
Look at you in a
"Hey,
different manner."
I didn't know that you are part of those people."
Yeah,
Though.
people
I didn't know
look at
that
you in a different manner.
You get it. So that's basically why I am saying that. So right now, it's obvious that
You can't even wear a shirt
that has multicolors in
There are
there.
things you can't even wear on your body that people will not see. Something.
Exactly.
When you had to wear rings on your thumb, your small finger, you had to get piercing. You get to a specific piercing. So it's like they have a lot of things that if you're a normal person and you even do, people would associate you to
Good.
it. So now we can't even do our normal things we do again. I am a ring person. I love to wear rings, but people started
A lot of
complaining.
the rings. A lot of the rings.
If you can go back to my previous pictures, I have rings all over my fingers, and normally I like wearing it on my thumb, my index finger, and my small finger. That's where I.
But
enjoy
now
wearing
you
it.
can't.
Not that I can't, but I've relaxed on it.
Hey, Ringa. If we're Ringa.
I relaxed on it, and I wanted to even have a nose pierce. And you see, when you want to do the spectrum, they say you're in the community.
Exactly.
So now it's becoming another thing altogether.
Exactly. So now the normal life we used to live,
It's been branded
then
in another thing.
when you try to live it now, they tag you to be part of the movement. But then now, no, as I was saying earlier, we used to think that it's just the Westerners that are involved in this LGBTQ movement. But then now, when you come to the African continent, it looks like Africa has become the newest
Yes.
hub it has become a breeding ground for nurturing this movement. I want to take each of us our general assessment on that before we get into the objectives.
I think it is a generational thing now. The generation is enlightened. Like we live in a global village now where we see things that happen in the Western world and we are able to relate. Let me say that way. We find it very easy to adapt to that sort of living, and it makes it feel very normal. Like you watch a movie and you're seeing probably, I don't want to mention an actor, but like a very popular actor in there wearing a rainbow color shirt or probably acting
in a certain
way, and you feel like, okay, they are just like us, they are human like us, and that's something that is normal in their community. So we adapt, and the things we see on our screens are things that have a lot of effect on us. You are what you watch or what you listen or what you read. All those things make you as a person. So if we are consuming such content, we feel like, okay, it's normal because it is the same human beings like we are. So like they are different. They are just like us, but that's their choice. It's my grandmother always has this adage. She says that there is a straight road. Everybody can use the straight road, but you decide to use the bush. It is your choice.
Yeah.
It is your choice. It is not my choice. I'm not in the position to judge you and say, oh, what you are doing is good or bad. It is your choice, and I would have to respect your choice. So far as you are not harming me or abusing me or find a way to involve me in your act, I'm not sure it should even be a big topic, a big of a topic. It's just we embracing that is the kind of people they are. We also living our lives and just taking very good care of ourselves. But in African settings, one thing that our elderly people are also scared is it might have a huge effect on the next generation after our generation. The generation after the Gen Alphas and the rest are also going to feel the effect of these things, because now I heard at a point they were reading about it in schools.
Yeah.
They were trying
Really?
to normalize. Yes. There was one in a curriculum some time back. I think later they took it off.
Yes.
They were trying to normalize them seeing those things in that form. So the elderly people feel it is like you are showing the kids to say this is the way, but in our African settings too, that's not how it is. So it's always going to be a difference in that sort of conversation.
Yeah.
There was always going to be that striking balance where we would have a party that doesn't agree. There are parties that agree, but some of us that we feel it's someone's choice of life.
You just leave it.
They should leave their choice. So far as it's not affecting me as a human being and probably my generation, I'm not sure I'm supposed to even be bothered about
All right.
how people live their life.
All right. So when it comes to this thing, as you mentioned earlier, in times past, it sounded as if it's not an African thing.
Exactly.
Of course, I mean,
it sounded so foreign to us.
Yeah, but I still believe that it's still not an African thing because
It's still foreign.
as of last year, as of June 2022, there's 69 countries that criminalize same-sex conduct. 33 of them were Africans. Yes. So if the whole world, there's 69 countries, 33 of them are from Africa, then it should tell you
There's
that
36 left.
you understand about 50% of countries
half
that
of them.
stand against it are from Africa. Then it should tell you that yes, still
And
Africa,
westernized them.
yes, Africa has not come to terms with it. Africans are,
Africa,
we are not, Africans are not really into it. But what I have also realized in the past few years has to do with the fact that if you go to the Portuguese colonized countries in Africa, they are some way, somehow, trying to accept that. And they are decriminalizing it. Angola is decriminalizing, they had a law, I think, and that law has been revised. That law was from 1886 or so, and that law, as it stands now, has been revised, and they have decriminalized same-sex conduct in Angola. In Botswana, something like that is happening. You
Yes.
understand? So some African countries are, decriminalizing these same-sex conduct. But other countries, of course, no. If you come to my Ghana here, of course, somehow, around 2016, the laws were not that strict, and I think Ghana's ambassador to UN, as at that time, 2016, he even said it at UN Human Rights, one of those meetings. And so he was there, and then he made mention of the fact that, if you come to Ghana, the laws are not so much strict on, people like that or people who are in that community. Yes. Until recently, where people have realized that, no, this thing is not our thing, and so it has to be it has to be criminalized and all of that. But, Africa, I still think that we have not really come to that. We have not accepted the fact that, or I should say, most Africans have not accepted the fact that, no, this is the new world and this is the thing, and so,
But you also know that this thing I'm going to say is going to be quite controversial, but I think I have to say it. There are also, should I say, evidence that the African community or the African state before colonization was also practicing homosexuality.
You see, I have no problem whatever you want to practice, and whether or not it was done.
And that is to say that it is not actually foreign to us.
So it
like
is not
we're
a new
making,
thing.
we're making
it look
So
like
what
it's
I'm-
something somebody brought
Well, I don't have
into
any.
Africa, but it's been here.
Whether it is a foreign thing or an African thing, I have no problem. My only problem has to do with the fact that if you want to impose on the people should. You want to do everything for people. I mean, when people practice, people do. The street. No one goes out there preaching to people that do street. But why is it that when it comes to the other side, you want to preach to the people that you go this way? That is one thing that I don't understand. If you want to do it, privately, if you want to do your thing privately, you want to do it in your room. I don't care. If you want to do it and get your pampers and whatever. I mean, I have no problem. You understand?
Get to
Where's the pampers?
I mean,
where's the diapers coming from?
I have no problem. I don't have problem at all. Do it in your chambers, and that is you. That is what you have chosen to do. But if you make it look like everyone should accept mine, you want to impose it on the people. I mean, everybody should see me. This is who I. This is what I want. No, that is what I stand. I don't think that we should subscribe to things like that, because those who do straight do not come out and say that I do straight, accept mine. Impose, no. It's just there. Do your thing. So if you want to do your thing privately, I don't have any problem with you. That is you. Because we have some men who engage their women, from that side. I mean, some men. That is also.
I was waiting for who would say that.
That is also against. It
is not the natural way now.
Yeah, not the natural way. You
it's
understand?
Criminal. Actually.
Yes, exactly. So people, but they don't come out there to
talk about
it. Accept
it's
it and all of
becoming
that.
a thing of the
you
thing.
see, so for me, I don't have any problem if that is the way you want to go. That is you. That is what you want to do. That is what you want to. But do it in your chambers, and not the fact that you want everybody.
Don't
to
throw
know
it
that
to
no,
Okay, so now, Miss Brown, let's tackle this one. It looks like the movement is spreading in Africa now. Let's not tickle ourselves and laugh. Yes. What do you think has been the cause of the movement being on the rise on the African continent?
Okay, so you see, just as we said,
especially some, you look at Nigeria, you look at South Africa.
It's becoming too much.
And they are so bold. You go on TikTok and you see them, they are proclaiming it
all over the place. Like,
so what has actually brought this? It has become the newest thing, the newest trend.
Block.
Yeah.
Honestly, just as we're saying, it's not just a westernized thing. It had a root from Africa, and it went away. It came back. Nigeria and South Africa is becoming the hub for it, because I feel, just like I would refer Kamido to this, just like he said, they are open-minded and explored. So they have.
Okay, so
explored.
now you accept.
I'm not accepting it.
Okay.
I'm giving a reason to it.
All right.
That they feel that, okay, now you see, Nigeria is bigger than Ghana in every way. So if anything is going to be bigger, it will come from there. Before, we Ghanaians are even learning more from Nigerians than other people. So these things are becoming big there. And when you get to see them flaunted all over the place, you get to look at the people, and it's like peculiar people. They are people that don't really have the upbringing in Nigeria. They are Nigerians, but they were not brought up from there.
Mommy of Lagos was born in Nigeria.
Who is Mommy of Lagos? Don't start.
Sister Bob.
Mommy of Lagos. She was born in Nigeria.
Bobrisky is a dress
Cross-dresser. And he's part because he says that I have a boyfriend. And he's biologically... No, you are biologically male. You are biologically male. And then you tell us... Wait. You are biologically male, and then you tell us that you have a boyfriend. That means you are in the movement. How did you change your... He has it.
Transgender, so you're part of the community.
No, but you are still biologically male.
Is it her or she?
Shimp. Yeah.
So shimp like shimp, you see? It's so funny to say it. It's so funny. But you see, honestly, this thing is dominating in Africa now, and it's rising because people are seeing the monetary part of it. People are seeing it, and they are going into it, part being monetary, part being peer pressure, part being that if you're hardcore, that's when you do that. You do that because you're hardcore. You do that for money. And others are just doing shiatra. Like, because so let me also do some. And then there is another factor. People are moving into that thing very much because of heartbreaks. A lot of people are moving into that community because of heartbreaks. because of our straight
Heart
thing.
breaks
From the straight thing.
with heterosexual relationships.
Yes.
Hey.
It's making people move into that community more. If
And
you
then
get to
that
interview,
means that
if you get to interview,
very soon Willie will join.
if you get to interview a lot of them, and then you get to see their backgrounds, there are some people that say, "Me, I was born like that." For them, I don't want to talk about them. They are telling me they were born like that. I don't want to talk about them. But the ones that joined because of something that had happened to them, if you get to speak to some people, those that are not money, those that are not doing it for clout, there are people that are doing that because of heartbreak from the normal one. So
Wow.
that is the rise that is coming. The women one is even rising more than the men one. But in Nigeria now, the men one is becoming another thing altogether. You can't.
But
talk
then
about
the ones with the women too, from the bits that I have heard and read to, they be like,
it's nice.
not aside the niceness, when it comes to the sexual part of it, yeah, the women are able to satisfy them more.
Women know women.
They know
She knows herself.
They know the things to do to them to excite
herself.
them.
I am a woman, right?
So can we? So
Chris,
can we blame the men? No, can we blame the men too for not doing the job well, and that is making the ladies
Some men
also
are not
get
doing
into
the job well, and it's pushing some women there.
If that is the reason, you put your body they sweet you.
But the body not be firewood.
Oh, but I mean, why would you blame a man for that? If you're a woman, you meet a man. You're a woman, you meet a man. What stops you from telling him that, Charlie,
do men listen?
Why not? Why wouldn't they listen?
Take 10 men and take 10 men, interview
9.5
them.
will
Out of
listen.
them don't know what is called sexual communication.
I'm saying that 9.5 will listen to you. Oh yes.
Where? Which country?
Ghana here.
This boy says don't know what is called sexual communication.
So what I'm saying is that, you see, if a woman, if a woman and you're looking for that kind of satisfaction, why not tell the man? I mean, why should you? Some women are so shy. Some of them, when you take them to, they will tell you to put off your lights.
Maybe the part is where
I mean, maybe the part
is not nice.
Put off your light.
Outside that,
put off your light. They are even shy.
For me, you
they
turn off the lights.
They are not able to talk. They are not able to talk. They are not able to communicate.
Some people
with
they
you.
are talking to is vulgar. When they are having sex,
so I mean,
there are things they
so
will
you
say
cannot
will
blame
turn
men.
you off.
So you cannot blame men. Certainly, you cannot blame men.
Why are they not going?
Well, I think if a woman cannot
community.
can satisfy a woman, then
You guys
there's
are
no
not doing
need for
anything.
women to be using
There is
sexual
so much need for
male
it.
organ
Women,
objects on themselves.
communicate with men. Tell them. Teach them. Tell them what they are supposed to do. Tell them what they are supposed to hold. Tell them what they are supposed to touch.
Teacher Chris.
Yes, madam. There should be communication. What the hell? Did they lie down like that?
But honestly, it is rising. It's it's really rising in Nigeria and South Africa. Now it's like it's becoming something. You can't go through TikTok or other social media without seeing you go through like 5 videos and you get to see like 4 before you can move to whatever it is you need. It's rising up. If we don't do anything about it, I feel our country people or our old people are bothered about it because of the generation coming. But this is something that I feel personally.
But what actually is going to happen to the generation coming?
But that's what I'm about to say. Personally, to me,
Alpha.
we all came to
What
see.
is going to happen to them?
It has been there. We have come to see.
Do you know
What is going to happen?
Nothing
Why
will happen
why
to
are
them.
you so bothered about
You
the
know,
generation
let me
to come?
give you-
What is going to happen
Probably
to the
they will
generation
stop
to
giving
come?
birth.
Let me give you an
They'll stop
example
giving
of.
birth. That's one
Let me
thing
give you an
that's bothering
example of some of the things
Okay.
that can happen to the next generation.
Okay.
You see the pastor that recently his son had an accident.
Yeah.
Do you know his age?
He's in his
16.
Yeah.
He's part of the Gen Alpha. You see the way the boy was driving
16
the
is
car.
not Gen Alpha. Oh.
He's part. Gen Alpha started from 2010.
Oh, okay, yes.
So he's in that mix.
Yeah.
Look at the way he was driving the car. I know our people are very reckless, but how many people drive an automatic car and go like, ka, 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 ka? It's like he's what need for speed, Sama. You see, Fast and Furious, those things are in their head. So such people watch
Omeko
movies
speed,
and
Omeko
see
speed,
these people do these things. It is normal. It has gone in their head. You see, these Gen Zs growing up, we're watching Abuskeleke,
Sika Besana, yeah.
It is a clear example of the dresses we see them wear to parties these days.
Why are you saying them? Why are you saying them though?
I'm giving an example of things. You see the dresses people wear to party these days compared to back then. Amagana.
So Amagana for coming a slit Cizara.
I'm just saying, look at them.
So don't say that.
No, but
I don't want us to sort of blame, especially when it comes to this whole conversation and us putting the blame on Gen Zs. The millennials and the boomers were the ones that raised the Gen Zs.
The millennials,
what are you talking about?
Nobody's blaming Gen Zs.
The millennials and Gen Zs governing those out.
No,
they are all in the same soup.
with everything we blame the Gen Zs. We blame the Gen Zs for it. The Gen Zs are involving themselves in these acts, right? But then the millennials are the ones that raise the Gen Zs. The boomers are the ones that raise the Gen Zs.
You see, if the millennials are tigers, the Gen Zs are the lions. It's like they are all bad boys. But if you look at the bad boy level of the Gen Zs, you're like, hey, and now the Gen Zs also sit back and they watch these Gen Alphas and the things they are doing, like, hey.
You put to come home.
There's always an upgrade.
And it's still the millennials raising the alphas.
Exactly.
Alphas.
Exactly.
And it's transcending.
Yeah.
So it will transcend regardless.
Like
they will get into it regardless. Whatever.
It was like,
now it's it's serious. This is actually has come to stay with us. The only thing is, just as he said, don't put it in our face.
Should we be able to find a balance when it comes to our culture and embracing this one? Because now there's this sort of sensitivity that has also come with it. You know, just as we mentioned earlier in the beginning, we were talking about the rainbow.
Yeah,
that's why I brought the rainbow thing. There's so much sensitivity in the system now. Yes. Do you guys think should there be a balance, or we should make that conscious effort to get it out of our system, like enacting laws that are going to work actually? Because here in Ghana, we know that it hasn't been passed yet. But when you go to Nigeria too, same thing. There are some other countries that they have strict laws to it.
Still, they're still doing it.
Should African governments make this a priority, or there are better things or much more serious things for us to concentrate on?
I think this thing, because of its sensitivity.
Again, the sensitivity.
Yes. Some African leaders who are not bold enough, especially those who go out there to look for money.
For economic reasons.
Yeah, grant and whatever. Mm-hmm. They are actually not in that box of hurriedly or quickly want to enact laws to criminalize same-sex conduct. Now, but some other countries have, they have been bold enough
to do it.
You can't do this in Egypt. You can't go there.
I think with the North Africans, they are very strict with this one.
Because of their religion, one.
You understand?
You know the major religion over there frowns
it's Islam.
It's Islam frowns against.
Even here in Cameroon.
Though there are people who still do it in hiding.
In Cameroon, somewhere the first quarter of last year, first quarter of 2021, about 27 people
were killed.
Yes, relating to that, even in Cameroon. You understand? But some African countries have also come to terms with it. Rwanda.
Whatever you do.
Yes,
Botswana, South Africa.
People are just getting to
Botswana.
I mentioned Botswana.
Yeah.
Mauritius.
Yes.
Angola.
You understand? So
they are all there.
It is about the country and your priorities. I don't think it should be an African leader.
It shouldn't be a problem for people to stress
about. Not a problem, but
we have bigger things to deal with.
The poor countries are the ones scared to fight against
this.
The poor, the African countries that are really poor and have high dependency on the Western world.
Yeah.
They are the ones that find it difficult to stand on their grounds and say,
we
don't want this, because there is high dependency on the Westerners. As in, you go there for loans. There are a junk of the natural resources you have in your country is being exported there, and you are being given chicken change and all those things where you don't even have a say in those things.
Yeah.
So you feel like if there was a point where that was cut off, your country is going to destroy. The last time I got to even know that, those with those anti-HIV retroviral drugs and all those things, there is an aid that brings those drugs here that they pay at a cheaper rate. And imagine if that aid from that side is cut off. How do you think people in your country would survive? So I feel it is the poor ones that are still confused on picking a stance. Because originally people would have a stand and say, no,
we don't want
it. But again, when exactly, you can't fight it because it's not in your willpower. It's bigger than you, your country, or how you see it. We might sit down and say, hey, stop it.
That's the far we can go.
But when you are in office and you are running and you are close to this sort of administration, you know the processes and how these Westerners are holding us.
Yeah.
And it's not like it's something that started yesterday or 2 years.
That you
from the days of Nkrumah, that was when those things were put in place. From the ancient days. So whoever comes into office is fighting or suffering from these things. And when it pops up that, okay, say you wouldn't do, then you know your country is also crashing. So the best they would do is they would all find a way of not talking about it, or
sidelining it,
or
as if it's
taking it as one. That's the only method.
Okay, so lastly, before we wrap up, we know that there's also been some corporate influences in promoting this movement. Yes, and recently, Toyota actually came out to say that they are no longer sponsoring the LGBTQ plus pride parades, where they get to go out and be themselves.
Yeah. Be them.
And so, how critical is it that the corporate world is also financing and promoting this on us?
You see, just as he said, some of these things are not by themselves. They are influences from above. And if you want to still be in business, you want to still be running, you need to listen to the man above. And if you are listening to the man above, there are some things you cannot do.
So everybody should just accept so that we all live it.
We cannot strike that balance off. We cannot do. In the African culture, we cannot do.
All accept it. Is like, everybody accepting what you want?
I want to say that you are accepting like that. If you want to do. If you don't want to do, don't do. But don't throw it to our face. But for the fact that we can say that we have accepted it, it won't happen. We cannot say that. It will affect a lot of things from your people, and then if you say me I've accepted it too, it will come from another end. Everybody's pulling you.
You don't want people to be themselves.
That's Africa for you. You
cannot be straight. Yourself. Nobody is beating you for being straight.
But no one is putting that in your face.
But people are being brutalized.
You don't know people are putting straight in people's face.
I haven't seen that people are
But
preaching.
how are these people putting it in your face? How are they putting it in your face?
Their colors don't say so.
Which one?
They are natural colors.
Which one?
The natural colors. When you see it in
Pride, whatever. Pride month. The Pride month.
So you can do your own.
So straight month.
Pride month. Whatever.
Straight month.
Whatever. Why should somebody?
Don't we have Gary? Then we have Gary mixed with other things.
Sexual conduct will be something we advertise. Sexual conduct, it be something we advertise.
So my point is, we have Gary mixed with something else. Choose your own.
I have no problem. I'm saying that sexual act is not something that is advertised on the street.
You think so?
You
think so? Hookup self is being advertised.
Yeah?
That one is different. Hookup is different. Hookup is totally different.
Listen, you see this community thing that we talk about. It's very sensitive. It's a very serious thing people hold at heart. And negatively or positively, people hold it at heart. But even in our rooms, those who sit out and make noise, it is not good, it is bad.
They're doing it all.
They even do it inside their rooms. Even before this community thing became a thing in our ears like that plenty, men were doing it in their rooms. Men were doing it in their rooms before this thing brought a label, before the label was coming, the pride thing was coming. People were doing it in their room. A man taking a woman sebbing from the back. What are you saying? Are you not inside the community already? Is it not the same thing? Are you not? But they are the same people criticizing people. So you see, this thing becomes so sensitive that it's a big thing to talk about. Until when it happens, you have to just find your pace and be inside it like that. Just stay in your lane and just do it. Me, don't bring it to my face. Me too, I'm not bringing my own to your face. Let's all live our life.
Let's all live our life. Guys, your last words, Willie, I'll start from you and then we wrap up.
Well, for me, I believe it's a free world and you should be mindful whatever you do as a person. If what you are doing, your conscience is strong, or you believe in what you are doing, feel free to do it. And if you believe your doctrine or where you grew up for is something that frowns against it, look back and advise yourself. It's the best option.
Sir Chris.
Yeah, so I feel that... I still think that Africa hasn't really come to terms with this movement or this community.
It's a movement stronger than appetite.
This thing, most African countries haven't come to even those ones or those African countries that have accepted and they have laws backing it and all of that. Talk about human rights and everything. It's still not 100%. You understand? You're still struggling to make everybody understand that, because even there, if you belong to that community, you would have to know the lane. I mean, you have to know how to conduct yourself. Otherwise, you'll be in trouble. So for me, that's what I think. And me, don't impose it. Don't try to impose things on people. Do your thing. If you want to do that in your chambers, that's fine. That's what you want to do. That is what you want to. That is what you feel like you want to do, or you feel like doing. Do that. Don't bring it to our faces, and that's it. I am also not going to bring mine to your face. That's it. That's it.
Willie, don't you have any shout outs to make?
The men should stop
Shout
breaking.
outs
Men should stop breaking women's hearts, so they will go there. They should stop. If you want your women back, stop doing it.
Please, it was me on the floor. Please, to my Nigerian friends who are watching, I love you all. I see you guys in the comment section. And much love. I'll be coming to Ikoyi very soon.
We will also be coming to you same time next week. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. It's been the One King Show. This segment has been The Big Plate. My name is Sika Woman, and this show was brought to us by One King Mineral Water. Make sure to find us at Pipeano and then come and let's do business together. As always, I was joined by Kobe, Willie, and Miss Brown, and of course, Sir Chris. We'll see you same time next time. Stay safe.